We learned about biblical marriage, divorce, and remarriage until last time through a book by theologian J. E. Adams. He is said to be able to remarry after the Christian divorce. However, there are conflicting views on remarriage after divorce. There are 3 conflicting views on Christian remarriage after divorce. There is a total impossibility, limited tolerance, and unlimited tolerance. From today, we will learn about 3 perspectives after the divorce of Christians. Let's start with the first session, the absolute impossibility. The book title that this video refers to is Remember After Division in Today's Church. First of all, the theologian in this book asserts the complete impossibility is Professor Gordon J. Wenham. He says evangelical Christians are splitting up over remarriage after divorce. He explains the Bible's principle of marriage first. First, the Bible argues that lifelong monogamous marriage between men and women is the best for human welfare, citing Genesis chapter 1 verse 27 and 28. So God created humankind in His image, in the image of God He created them. Male and female, He created them. God blessed them and said, "Be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky and every living creature that moves on the ground." He says that marriage is the most intimate relationship and endures no matter what. The second marriage represents the relationship between God and Israel. The New Testament indicates the relationship between Christ and the Church. The third, divorce is a failure caused by sin. Fourth, modern times are a situation of tragic catastrophe. Promiscuous sex life destabilizes families and society. Increasing divorces, children born out of wedlock, child abuse, runaway, violence against spouses. Professor Wenham thinks that while banning divorce and remarriage does not prevent family wealth, rejecting the traditional Christian view on the issue of remarriage after divorce is part of secularism. The first reason for Professor Wenham's far-fetched argument is the position of the Church Fathers. None of them allowed them to remarry after the divorce, he says. The second basis he is talking about is 1 Corinthians 7:10-11. I give the married this command, not I, but the Lord, a wife must not separate from her husband. But if she does, she must remain unmarried or be reconciled to her husband. And a husband must not divorce his wife. There is no mention of remarriage, but it is interpreted that remarriage is prohibited as it prohibits divorce. The third reason is the Gospel of Mark and Luke. First of all, it is Mark chapter 10 verse 11. He answered, "Anyone who divorces his wife and marries another woman commits adultery against her." Next is Luke chapter 16 verse 18. "Anyone who divorces his wife and marries another woman commits adultery, and the man who marries a divorced woman commits adultery." The reason Jesus said this was to prohibit polygamy. Jesus applied adultery not only to his wife but also to his husband. Professor Wenham says that sexual intercourse after remarriage is adultery because the covenant does not break even after his divorce. Professor Wenham says, if a husband or wife divorces and remarries a spouse, the husband or wife commits adultery with the other spouse because both husband and wife are united as one. I express my various positions on remarriage after divorce to prevent your remarriage after divorce, but to help you have a biblical understanding of remarriage after divorce. I agree with the position of Professor J. E. Adams that I introduced earlier, and I live on. Next time, let's learn more about the absolute impossibility of remarriage after divorce. Thanks for watching. God bless you.